Oh, Talofalawa. My name is Rex Lokeni. Crew member on Kealaikahiki. Sister canoe Fukulea, or companion vessel. Our role was to basically not bang Hokulea in the middle of the night or during the day, but just to keep a safe distance and also try to keep up with. So this was my first crossing from on Kealaikahiki, going through the equator or the Pico Awakea. In Western ideology, it's a coming of age, or it's a crossing over to another level of seamanship. So back in the day, they used to do a bunch of things. Some people will wear like a mop head on their head. That's what the tall ship guys used to do back in the day, or do a dance or something like that. But for us, this was one of those crossings. It was multi-generational. There are people that cross this path. You see the descendants of the pathway. On our way up, we hit the dolphin pack, and then after that, you hit the false killer whales. And then before we actually cross, there was a lot of what you call bioluminescence. But yeah, it was just one of those magical moments. Yeah. For me, as a voyager and a sailor, and also coming through the ranks of leadership through the canoe, this was probably one of the heaviest for me. And you show up to a space that you are not familiar with, and you have someone who has had 40 plus years of Ike, in the Ike, and also just been a constant traveler in this space. They were our safety net of how can we prepare ourselves mentally and physically and spiritually to travel this space with the right Ike and the right mana'o and the right mana that we have to bring into the space. So when we got there, it was, for me, I was just excited about it. I was like, oh, so what are we gonna get? What are the clouds and how many squalls are we gonna go through? But the moment we got there, man, there was the first day of going through the IDZZ or the Doldrums. The first day was one of the perfect day of sailing I have ever been on. We were averaging about 11 to 12 knots that whole day. And it was the wind now slowly shifting. And that was the day, that was the first day we actually felt the cold weather of up north. The northeast trades. You start feeling that. And Uncle Bruce was explaining to us, was like, hey, the farther we get up from the Doldrums, you're gonna start feeling this cold breeze in the morning. And it's a little colder than what we just felt. And guess what? The moment we start going a little further into the Doldrums, you start feeling this cold breeze and the northeast kind of wind. But also you start seeing the different formation. Now the squalls are much more stronger, and you can see it. So Uncle Bruce was talking about the sharp edges of clouds, the cloud formation. That's how you can predict, how strong are the winds. So in seamanship, there are these forces, gale force, and there are these different kinds of how you grade or how do you prepare the crew to say, hey, we're gonna reef the main or reef the mizzen. So if we are reefing on Ikianalia, it takes so much because there's so much force on the sails. And if we are on the full main or full mizzen, so you have to preset the crew in spaces that the moment you give the command, the crews already know where the reef is and how to conduct that. But also, you kind of brief them on your plan of action on what to do, on which head sail you're dropping or which reef are you going to. But also, it was a perfect time and opportunity to learn together as a crew. So I had so much fun. Incredible training opportunity, but also just to see the confidence level of our crew grow within every squall. After every squall, there's a next one. You can tell like some are like, whoa, I'm extremely tired, but I know the excitement is coming. So they stay up another watch to go through the process. During all these struggles, I would say during all this training, the pilina within each crew member is getting tighter and tighter. And there is that saying, you leave the dock as friends and you come back as family. There are so many choices that you have to make as a leader and how to prepare the crew. And you start picking up, like it becomes second nature. The more you go through it, the more you understand it, the more you don't fear it. Because before the unknown, we were going in, I had no experience of going through this pathway. But going through it and having someone to mentor us, it was quite stunning to see all of us identifying what's coming. So all of our watch captains, our senior crew members, and Kalani was talking about, you see, you can actually see the layers of I would say the forecast for the next 4 or 5 hours. So if you identify those and then you kind of like organize your crew according to what you're about to get, or you're getting a guesstimate of what's coming. And I remember that one morning we all going through the 2 to 6 watch, and Uncle Bruce was taking a nap and getting ready to cook breakfast, and he came out and looked and he said, well, now the winds are officially shifted. And he said, now we're getting the push for us to get home. And from then on, I don't think we ever dropped lower than 5 knots. It was always 7 to 10 to 15. It was constant, this wind that was coming from up north. And you can feel all the good intentions of our ohana guiding us home.